Yes. People, I mean, even whether it's Netflix or anything, whether it's your phone, you know, or just other kinds of things that you could watch online. Parents should be on top of that, but whatever the platform.
Yeah, just leaving them be and saying, here's a big old wonderful television with a connection to the World Wide Web. That's not what we want to do. We can't just turn them loose like that.
Right.
All right, so then let's, and so everyone's now written down Love is Blind. If they haven't been watching it, they're going to add that in. We love the recommendations. But we have a lot of fun, you and I, whether we're talking about Meghan Markle or Trump derangement syndrome and your fantastic diagnoses. You were ahead of the curve on that. Now you are also talking about, and this one is also, it's like right on the hot button of our news cycle. And this was the Bondi Beach Hanukkah terror attack, which it turns out.
Hey, Missing. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you watching that.
That the rise of anti-Semitism in Australia was, of great concern to him. Yet it doesn't appear that they really took that to heart.
No signals.
No. And apparently also there were some Jewish groups in Australia that were warning the government about this too. And yeah, they did nothing. That was such a disaster, here these people are on the beach celebrating the first night of Hanukkah.
What's up, buddy?
There were like 1,000 people there, I heard.
Good to see you, Pickle.
And, it's music.
AKA Pickle.
Just having fun and being spiritual and all of that. And then for 2 minutes, it's so scary to think.
We are about I think I'm going to stop with Sheets.
Damage,
we're 2 hours out.
People injure so many people and disrupt this whole event and so on. It also affected people just psychologically, people who were there and people who weren't there. The idea that anti-Semitism is growing so much and terrorism is growing so much, and just making people feel less safe altogether. But it's interesting. I think one of the most interesting parts of it is how the man who is the hero.
Feels something like flapping underneath. You can hear it.
Shooters and took the gun away.
Yeah, Law Pickle.
He saved a lot of lives. And he was Syrian.
Monsignor Pickle.
And Hanukkah is the story of Syrians, from thousands of years ago, but how
it was.
It was the destruction of the temple by the Syrians.
Well, any pickup truck does that. Not just this one. Obviously, if you have your tailgate up and you're just driving with your back open, you're creating a drag with the tailgate. So the tunnel cover, it literally is like 7 miles per gallon difference. Is what I'm noticing. Senor Pickle, there you go.
It's really interesting. It's really an irony that things worth thinking about.
Nothing simple about this story. Nothing simple at all. But it is good for us to be able to have a conversation about it and to just be able to
I don't even want to hit Sheets. I'm just going
to thank God for the
coffee at one of the
and stop the attack. I watched the video. He was so good not to shoot the attacker. He
that is true.
Him, but he didn't shoot
that
him.
Is true, Hide the Pickle.
And he also, obviously the question is, it's not just the fact that this man did this, it's an issue of whether or not these attacks are going to continue. And I kind of feel like
Pickle, have I told you that there's been a lot of vandalism on the flat cameras in my area? I'm loving it. It's been awesome. I was listening to it on the scanner the other day. They're like, that's the third camera today that's been defaced.
is to destroy Israel and destroy Jews. But it's also to destroy everybody who doesn't want to learn Islam. And so there's that. But so the terrorism in general.
Oh, darn, your cameras aren't working.
The golden age.
Your rented cameras.
You know, they are having so
from an AI company
all over the world. And it is emboldening them to do more.
I've actually heard a couple of police calls where they're requesting flock video and stuff too. It's crazy now.
Especially the UK and Australia and Nigeria. There have been terror attacks in Nigeria and girls being stolen and raped or killed and for years. And so every time
this is going to be a
new attack, the rest of the terrorists and the rest of the
either a tow truck or a assault truck that doesn't need to be out on the road with its lights on unnecessarily.
They feel like, yes, we're getting there. We're getting to the final day where everybody who doesn't believe in radical Islam is either dead or they've converted and they're under Sharia law. They see it. They feel it.
Hell yeah.
That it's really coming soon. They can taste it.
Why has this guy got his lights on?
Yeah, it's kind of ludicrous because the idea that
because he can.
Yeah, they're huge countries like America would be
just go, guys. They're not fucking cops.
I feel like they've made some leeway.
Yeah, look at that guy. Go like him.
Up in Minnesota.
Oh, yeah, that's a plow. But what do you plow?
Of people who are radically
There's nothing to plow.
And more than that, they have severely underestimated the number of Americans who would rather die than submit to Islam. I mean, gun owners, people who are very, very rabidly...
Hide the pickles over on Rumble.
These people are actually rabidly anti-religion, period. They're not radical. They just don't want any religion in their lives. So it's an interesting...
Yeah, I was. It ended up being a lot more than I thought, but I got it done.
The incident is still very fresh and
you're good to go. We were a 2-hour drive home, maybe one stop.
Were victimized that day, and they certainly deserve better than what they have received. Because this is just an awful, awful terror attack. But I also would like to, before we let you go, there's also this issue, and I actually thought of this first, and I saw the topics we're going to cover tonight, and I was like, okay, I know that Dr. Carroll has this amazing ability to converse on many different topics. I want to ask you about what's going on with Candace Owens and her obsession with Charlie.
Oh, it was horrible here a week ago. You were here a week ago, right? There was actually snow on the ground here, right? And we had a bunch of rain yesterday that melted everything. And now we got some dusting today. I was talking to a truck driver in the area here. He was like, he ran into some whiteout conditions, but nothing was sticking. It was just blowing everywhere.
Erica said she's looking to what?
There's an event that Turning Point has every year called AmFest. It's short for America Fest. And at that event, they have big, huge speakers from around the globe come onto the show. Actually, not onto the show. It's actually a live event in Phoenix. Turning Point puts it on, and they love to invite people. In fact, Candace Owens has been a speaker in the past, not 2024, most recently. I wanted to just ask you, for people who are thinking that Candace Owens has a right to ask questions, which anyone can ask questions, but what are your thoughts about
Blessed Yule
assassination and her allegations?
And happy holidays, yes.
Just what you know of what's going on so far.
Whatever you celebrate, go for it.
There is something very psychologically wrong with Candace Owens. Just look at what she's doing with...
no, we were too. We had a ton of snow. And the rain melted away yesterday.
Or husband, she would say. And Erica, there's like a similarity. I think she's very jealous of other women, very competitive and jealous of other women. And in regard to Erica, I was just looking into this. Apparently, Candace was really close friends with Charlie Kirk, and until he met Erica. And then he had, and then Erica started coming to the Turning Point meetings and so on. And he soon after that asked Candace to leave, to stop, to not speak as much at the meetings and so on, to not be a spokesperson for them. And sure, so it's understandable that Candace would feel like, well, she's a woman scorned, basically, and so I think she's very jealous of Erica. She's jealous of how Erica looks. She's jealous of how she was married to Charlie.
Yeah, my dogs came in all. We had to clean our carpets yesterday just because of the dogs.
Rather than pretending that it's about some ideology, when really it's just about that she got Charlie and Candace didn't.
So I kind of feel like there have been some moments where, unfortunately,
that's not happening, dude. That's like deep conspiracy bullshit.
That's ludicrous. She's happily married.
Yeah.
But there have been some times on the podcast where I've seen that the things she's said about Erica Kirk, they've not been unbiased, just analysis. It's been, first of all,
we have two before Christmas.
Erica had anything to do with the assassination.
Yeah.
But actually, almost normal.
Also, like, it puts you in the mind of something more being there than just we were best friends, right? And then the other thing is, I can think of a couple of best friends that I've had in the past, but we've fallen out of contact. And once you fall out of contact with someone, some people,
she is saying that.
You don't have to talk to them or text them every single day. You have
I think she is. I think she is. I think she crushed on Charlie big time. And was mad when he got together with his wife. This is like years back stuff.
But I don't feel like that's what Candace had, because she had spoken at AmFest in 2024.
Because Candace has been fired from 2 other conservative programs since then.
Which, that in itself is suspect. I can't think of one friend that I love as dearly as she says she loves Charlie Kirk that I would share personal text messages and let you read them.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That I would say to you.
Candace is hot. I don't know. I'll give her that.
Between me and my best friend, who's now dead. Let's look at these together on television.
I think Candace is cute as fuck. Even with a couple of babies in her.
Look at these together. I wouldn't do it. So there's that, and then there's
Erica's
just the issue of the monetization of it. 6 ads per podcast episode. Episode after episode after episode with this, just continuing.
Candace is married to a
expose of nothing. You're learning nothing. If you're watching
100 millionaire royalty from England, though.
How does it end? I mean, I she said.
It tells me everything I need to know.
This
a lord.
Tragedy.
He's a lord.
Erica Kirk asked her to stop on Fox News last week, and Candace pretty much said no, even though she had said months ago that the only way she would stop doing this is if Erica asked her to. So, what do you see happening here?
Well, usually cute comes with crazy, but you know how it goes.
The trial. I mean, she has enough fodder for her show, her podcast.
I'm married
as long as the trial is going on, which I think is going to take it's going to be months, unless something strange happens. But so excuse me. So she has enough, or she will have enough material to keep this going, unless there's some other, she can come up with some other scandal involving another woman,
I'd at least inspect the tank.
Or to alternate with, but she loves that we're all getting upset about her, especially Erica getting upset about her, and also the more people get upset or think that this is so scandalous, the more people will listen to her podcast.
Oh yeah.
So there really isn't an out, because that description you just gave is of someone who keeps pushing forward no matter what. It just never ends.
Yeah, Erica is smoking hot.
Again,
I do agree with you there,
comes up that she gets distracted.
Even after a couple of kids, a couple of puppies.
All right.
Which is certainly possible in this crazy world.
anything's
No,
possible.
I wouldn't either.
Right? So we can say anything's possible and be completely factual.
Crazy fuck is usually better than just pretty fuck.
The likelihood seems pretty slim, and
well,
again, that's painful for Erica Kirk. Gosh, that is and the children. I mean, there's so many potential.
I'm going to disagree with you there.
Individuals who are harmed here, and
all women are women.
Again, I've just been encouraging people to be very careful with what they believe and what they consume, because later you're going to be in the position. I've been comparing it to the way that people had to come back and really walk back their statements and change their minds on the way they behaved in COVID. Do you remember how horrible people were to other people during COVID? Yeah. And then later they found out that the slowing the spread and the masking and everything else, none of it was true. Right. So they had to deal with that.
Yes. Well, the thing is that I mean, there are a lot of people.
Exactly, Pickle. Exactly. And unfortunately, I've had to deal with that a couple times.
They're sort of open to believe that
a couple of ex-wives.
That Tyler Robinson isn't necessarily the shooter or the only shooter, or that maybe people were involved with him. So I think there is kind of a waiting game as to what really happened, or who really shot him, and who really orchestrated the shooting. So I think.
Oh, and my dick isn't that great. Just saying. I'm okay, but it's not that great.
The judge didn't really want the media to be in it, but now I think he is letting the media come. But there were some pictures of him, of Tyler, in the courtroom, and he was like laughing with his lawyers and seemed very relaxed.
Got a great tongue though, primo tongue. So that I'm pretty sure that's the difference.
And I think it seems like he knows something, that thinks that he's not going to be found guilty.
Well,
the old alphabet trick. There you go.
The jury pool is being contaminated on a massive scale by things that Candace Owens is saying.
Yes.
I mean, you have people.
Actually, I've given up on an alphabet trick. I just mash.
They brought
mouth mash. That pretty much does it.
And now you have those same people. They're in a position where they have to.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, I got no issues with any race.
Everything that's been brought forward, and they're questioning everything.
Well, maybe I do.
All this, I'm just asking.
I don't care what race you are; it's got to smell okay. Because if I go down there and I can't. If I'm gagging, I'm not going to stay down there. I don't care what it is.
More that it was going to be a slam dunk at the beginning, but then with all these theories and so on, I think more people are going to be questioning it. It's really sad.
It's sad.
I mean, I'm willing. I have an open mind. I mean, it seems like it's most likely him.
No salmon party. No,
but I haven't concluded that.
Sometimes alcohol can mask that somewhat, but generally not.
I try not to listen to Candace.
I've never thrown up on some cootie, but
some things online. But I don't.
I've stopped
listen to her.
and went no.
Well,
can't do it.
The issue for me is not that we can't learn more, but there's an investigation going on right now, and we are going to learn a lot more when the trial happens. We won't learn a lot more beforehand because, again,
well, my son married. At least a half.
So we might learn that Tyler Robinson,
she's beautiful,
pulled the trigger, but that there was a lot more planning and execution that happened among other individuals. There's a whole world of things we could still learn. So,
and she was very careful. We were all very careful.
Bring on all of the things we can learn.
I don't. That shit doesn't matter to me.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm devoted now, so I'm a serial monogamist. So, but when I'm single,
whatever it is, I agree.
It's on.
Okay, so I wanted to let everyone know that one of the great stocking stuffers that remains, besides socks and underwear, if you're giving for kids, for adults, a great stocking stuffer is a book, something fascinating. Would you tell us about the 4 books, and what would you say you're recommending for Christmas stocking stuffers in 2025 and Hanukkah.
Hey, the freakiest I've had have been both Catholics and Jews. Both of them. They can be freaks.
Well, it depends on who the stockings are for, but certainly my book, Lions and Tigers and Terrorists, oh my, How to Protect Your Child in a Time of Terror, is becoming ever more useful as we edge ever closer to more attacks. Then, of course, I wrote my first book was Bad Boys, Why We Love Them, How We Live With Them, and When to Leave Them. And so that's a great book for.
And if anyone's ever strayed in a relationship, they're gone.
Attracted to bad boys.
You only get one strike in this shit.
Helping her figure them out, why she's attracted to each one, what it has to do with, how it has to do with her father, and all the details, so she can be more aware and know how to handle them. And similarly, the opposing way, there's a guy, the partner book in a sense, is
like the holla.
Why Men Love Them and How Good Girls Can Learn Their
Look at Eggsy coming out with them.
Who have been
love it.
run over by a bad girl and kids pick bad girls, and that's good for him. And then my second book actually was by a London publisher for the 9/11, a terror attack that was London 9/11, which was 7/7/2005. So it was for the first anniversary of that.
Well, I mean,
all fun and games. Well, the Bad Girls and Bad Boys books are, they're psychological, they're serious, but
when she's got her back arched in doggy style and her nipples are still scraping the bed.
So it's not heavy, and it's not as heavy as the terror book. But the Lions and Tigers and Terrorists, oh my, How to Protect Your Child in a Time of Terror, the second half of it is a book for kids. So, it's not. It's
DJ bits are funny.
Maybe
That's
not.
why they're DJ bits.
What you think of as for holiday gifts, but it's something that kids are going to be needing more and more, unfortunately.
Oh, and that is such a good way to for us to kind of think about that one and to have a good grip on what the opportunity for people to kind of. I think those two are fun. The books about the men and the women and them being bad boys. We all have those people. You know which cousin is like that, or which of your siblings or whoever in your life that is kind of. I don't want to say suffering, but having that kind of a persona. So it's really good for us to be able to talk about that. There was also I don't know if you saw this, but President Trump sent out a tweet in response to the death of Rob Reiner, and everyone, including many people on the right, are clutching their pearls about it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying I agreed with the tweet, right? It was rough. It was a pretty rough tweet, but I also feel like the expectation that President Trump is going to suddenly become a courtly, sweet-tempered man who, just says nice things about his enemies. I feel like that's so unrealistic of a 78-year-old man who has been through the things that President Trump has been
through. Throw him up?
Am I wrong with that? Or I'm kind of like tired of people getting upset at him over his messages.
Yes, I know.
Ooh, look at this. Ooh, he pulled out in front of that guy. Ooh, here we go, stacking them.
Just how
everybody's breaking.
Rob Reiner did have TBS. I'm doing writing my whole TBS proposal that, by the way, I'm going to be bringing to the APA, the American Psychiatric Association, in January. So
oh my goodness.
For people with TBS, and I must say, Rob Reiner, I had to come across him.
But was she a good woman?
So I looked into it after Trump.
Because that matters. To me, it matters anyway.
Quite an anti-Trumper, but really to the point of being really.
Yep, saddle up, partner.
The point that Rob Reiner has such strong.
Generally, when they're like that, they have to be good women, or they're just fucking.
Other people in his environment angry.
Looking for the biggest. I'm not going to say it.
There's so much research on this, trying to find whether that was what the Sun was talking about. When they had the argument at the party, the Hollywood party the night before, whether anything had to do with Trump derangement syndrome. I haven't been able to find that, but yes, it does. What it does show is that people in general with Trump derangement syndrome do, annoy
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
With people in their family and with friends and workers, co-workers, and all of that. So it's a possibility. But so I mean, I think to the extent that it shows people that this is you should be more careful, with how over the top you get. I think it was valuable. But yes, Trump is getting a little looser with his, words towards his enemies, and I think it has to do with he's been like blocked in so many ways from doing things that he wants to do. Like everything is so much of a struggle because there are these stupid judges who say no. You can't find reasons for why he can't do things that are things that he promised Americans that he would do. So everything is like 10 times harder for him to accomplish and takes 10 times longer. And he's just really frustrated with it. And he's
only got one like on Rumble. What the hell?
Do so much that I think he's just a little more.
Close the chat and say you like this shit, motherfuckers.
With people like that.
Well, and I feel like it's very consistent. When I read it, it didn't sound like anything he hadn't said before about other people who are suffering from TDS. And then someone shared some of Rob Reiner's, like there's a big mashup of Rob Reiner's messages about Trump. These are tweets and everything you can think of. And man, Rob Reiner has really said some terrible things about President Trump. I mean, he has gone to the wall to insult President Trump. And so,
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna. It's just you guys right now, so I'm gonna switch it to premium. I'm gonna turn off.
Radicalization. Rob Reiner actually worked to normalize the idea that President Trump.
That guy's got loose stuff on his trailer.
Hatred and racism in America through the advancement of white nationalism. Christian.
You guys are already here, so you're both premium. So good.
And in the documentary, he interviews so-called pastors who are supposed to be Christians. And the premise is that these Christian pastors are against President Trump and that they're using